Hello, this is Lord's Legion yet again with another countdown. Now today I'm going to talk about comic book characters that deserve an R-rated film, because due to the rise of Deadpool, there's bound to be a lot more to come, and these characters really deserve that R-rated films, or at the very least benefit themselves so that it can be a better adaptation. Now before we get started, I'm not going to put Wolverine onto this list because it's almost a given at this point that he's going to get an R-rated film, especially the last one with Hugh Jackman. So without further ado, let's get on to the top 10 characters from comic books that deserve R-rated films. Okay, I know I'm dreaming on this one, but in my humble opinion, SpiderMan Noir really benefits from having an R-rated film. Simply put Spider-Man in a noir setting and then making it even more darker and have the character himself even more brutal and remorseless. That is really R-rated material, and considering that it's a Spider-Man brand, it will sell probably just as much as Deadpool in my eyes. Now the reason why it's at the bottom of the list is because knowing Sony, they're probably not going to put Spider-Man into a much darker setting. And which is a shame because Spider-Man Noir could really sell well in an R-rated film, and considering that it has quite a cult following, I think it could really sell if Sony gave it a right opportunity. This one may be debatable, but in my eyes Ghost Rider in an R-rated film could really be awesome to watch. Now don't get me wrong, Ghost Rider doesn't actually need to be R-rated, but if he was to be, then it would be amazing to see, and they could really focus on the horror aspect. Not only that, we could probably see Ghost Rider be a lot more of a brutal fucker this time around, and have the villains be a lot more menacing and scary and very horrific and gothic. Now the reason why this is lower on the list, like Spider-Man Noir, is because they're probably not going to risk that chance, because considering Sony has the rights to this character, they're probably not going to use an R-rated film for Ghost Rider, but rather him for Netflix. But either way, if we're going to have a dark interpretation of Ghost Rider, then I would very well enjoy it. A little bit of me kind of died when I left out Carnage on the original list of the top 10 villains for spin-off films. However, Carnage very well deserves it, and he has quite a bit of material to go by. You could explore his origins and how he became Carnage, and as well as how he became insane. Or just have him kill a lot of people as Carnage and we go into his mind and see why he believes in killing people. Or even have him fight against another symbiote such as Hybrid or even Scream. Now, simply put, Carnage would be amazing, and having him in an R-rated film would be just perfect for all the Carnage fans like myself to see. Am I the only person that thinks Suicide Squad deserves an R-rated cut more than Batman v Superman? I mean, think about it, the main story is about the villains, and these villains like Harley Quinn, Deadshot, Joker, Killer Croc, these are all brutal. Like, why are they not R-rated? I could understand if they were not going to release like the R-rated version onto the screen, but why don't they have an R-rated cut of this film? I mean, I know they're going to make a sequel for sure, but if they were going to make a sequel, then it better be R-rated, because we need to see all these films at full glory. I mean, who doesn't want to see Killer Croc eating someone alive? Moon Knight may sound like a cardboard cutout of Batman on paper, but when you really think about it, he's more insane, more brutal, and quite frankly, he's even more fucked up than Batman is. If Marvel really wants to separate Moon Knight from Batman as close as possible, then I suggest he should have an R-rated film. Not to mention, this film could literally be a horror, or even a psychological horror, due to the fact that Moon Knight has multiple personalities and it could really haunt him. And seeing him like brutally beat the crap out of all the villains would really make an awesome film, and also a unique one, especially if it comes to R-rated films. I spoke as to why Venom deserves his own spin-off film, but let's go into depth as to why he deserves to be R-rated. Venom and the symbiote are quite possibly one of the most horrific and scary characters in the Marvel Universe, so why not take full advantage of it? Let's just see all the symbiotes just brutally killing people, eating their brains, tearing them apart, and even see Venom become the lethal protector that he once was, and see him brutally kill all the criminals in sight. Venom alongside Carnage are pretty much horrific villains, so take advantage of that and make it into a horror film or even a slasher. Like, I don't care, just as long as Venom's R-rated and we see them in like full glory, then everyone should be happy. If Marvel wants to take advantage of the Suicide Squad and try and compete with them, then the Funderbolt is just the best way to go with this. The Funderbolt is essentially a group of supervillains who want to be redeemed and would even go out of their way to do brutal things and kill people, while the heroes would refuse such things, while the Funderbolts would do so while keeping their morals in check. To me, the Funderbolts' appeal does not come from the fact that they are more extreme, but the fact that they try so hard to keep their morals intact and doing the right thing while at the same time going the extra mile and kill whoever is actually worthy of dying. It is actually quite a decent premise, and I'd love to see that onto the big screen someday, especially R-rated. You have no idea how Batman can fit so well into an R-rated film. There are so many brutal storylines that you could choose from when it comes to Batman's mythos. And although the Killing Joke had some horrific scenes, I think the death of the family is probably the most horrific storyline through and through the whole time. In my opinion, I've never seen the Joker being portrayed so scary than anything else. Not only the fact that his face is cut off and like stick right on, but he's so much more scarier and even more evil this time around. This is by far the best Batman New 52 storyline, and if DC is actually willing to adapt this onto live action and make it rated R, then I think we may have, debatably, one of the best and darkest storylines that Batman has to offer in terms of films. Lobo is literally the byproduct of Deadpool, just even more 90s and even more metal and even more gritty. Lobo may not be able to break the fourth wall like Deadpool, but Lobo is a lot more brutal and dirty, and he could literally make one of the most disgusting comedies out there. Like, the potential is literally right in front of them. Like, the writing just does it itself. Lobo has been in development hell for so long, and I think now that Deadpool has been rising as the top R-rated film, I think Lobo's time is way overdue at this point. Spawn may have had his original film years ago, but let's face it, it wasn't really that good, and frankly he deserves another shot. And this time around, why not make it even more brutal and edgy and even make it rated R? Spawn is by far the most darkest and depressing comic book characters out there, and with the cartoon that existed ages ago, why not just recapture that and then bring it into live action? Spawn is literally the byproduct of the 90s, so why not take full advantage of it, make him as brutal as possible and make his story dark and adapt it onto live action. That is something that us fans would really want to see, and we would all be satisfied with the last result. So with that being said, I would like to conclude this countdown. Thank you all so much for watching. Please like and subscribe, and have a good one guys, and take care.